Hello and welcome to RTO Doctors 30 Days, 30 Tips for day 3 in our second series of tips to help you establish, grow and operate your RTO in a manner that is meaningful to yourself while maintaining your compliance with the regulatory framework. Today's topic will be a little bit shorter because it just so happened that it was something that occurred to me while I was driving around in my car this morning. I was actually on my way to have an x-ray, and it occurred to me that sometimes we are so involved in what we're doing on a day-to-day basis in terms of running our companies, our RTO, our training and assessment, just running the show, that we actually forget everything else that's going on in the world. It's almost like we live in a little bubble, and you know, there's a whole world out there that exists around us. And today, as I went to the doctor's surgery to get my referral for an x-ray, and it was brought to my attention that even though I've been living in the same area for the last 4 or 5 years now, I actually didn't know that there was a radiology place right around the corner from me, and it's literally a 2-minute drive. And so for the last 3 years, whenever I needed radiology services, I would drive 20 to 25 minutes into the next suburb to go and get my radiological services fulfilled, and I would drive the 20, 25 minutes home again. And it never occurred to me that there might have been changes in my suburb, which meant that I didn't have to drive that 20, 25 minutes either way anymore. And so it came as a big surprise to me when I was at the doctor's surgery getting my referral, and the doctor said, "Oh, you can get it done here in this suburb." And I said, "Oh, really? Where?" And he gave me the address, and I looked it up, and it is literally 2 minutes from my house. And I thought, oh my gosh, all this time I've been living here and I didn't even know that it was here. And so I go in and I have my x-ray performed, and I come back, and on my way home I get a text message from the radiology provider saying that I can go online and view my films. And I thought, oh, that's strange. That's a whole new innovation to radiology services that I've never encountered before. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, it's a bit like my clients. We have many, many clients who come to us for rectification, and many clients who come to us even still for AAT matters. And there are very few who actually do come before it becomes a regulatory matter. In other words, early intervention. But most of our clients do actually come to us because they've been so busy building their business or working in their business that they've actually forgotten to really stop for 5 seconds and smell the roses and see what else is going on out there in the industry. Now, it's not just in terms of industry engagement that I'm talking about here. I don't just mean for trainers and assessors going out and making sure that your training and assessment materials still meet industry requirements and that you're engaging with industry on a systematic basis. No, that's not really what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is really in terms of the governance of your RTO and the compliance of your RTO. And we've got a few clients who over the years have come to us because they opened their RTO maybe 10, 15 years ago, and they've just gone along doing the same old thing and expecting the same results. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, of course, provided you've got other staff in the RTO who are staying on top of industry needs and regulations that are dynamic and constantly changing. But the reality is many of our clients come to us because they have been too focused on what's going on inside their business rather than focusing on also what is going on outside the business. And And when you look at the way the regulatory framework has changed over the last 18 months to 2 years alone, you can see how that can be a really dangerous predicament for an RTO, because not only have the standards changed, but the manner of regulating and making sure that the RTO is compliant with the standards has also significantly changed. A quick look at the ASQA decision table, for example, on the ASQA website will give you some indication of just how big the regulatory changes have been and how many sanctions and cancellations and suspensions and conditions are actually being implemented as a result of a much stronger regulatory framework. One of the things that you might not be aware of, because you might be one of those people who is just so focused on working in your business rather than taking time to see what's going on around you, is that there is actually a review of the National Vocational Education Training Regulator Act 2011 currently underway, and consultation and feedback has been requested, and those feedback forms are available online, and they also will be closing on the 8th of August, I believe it is. So what I will do is I will also put a link in the discussion in the comments to today's talk, so that if you're interested, you can have a look at the terms of reference and perhaps provide some feedback in relation to the NVR Act. But what I would also encourage you today, as a result of today's tip for the 30 Days, 30 Tips second series, is to really think about, when was the last time you really took a look outside your RTO and really had a look at what's going on in industry, and not the industry that you work with vocationally. In other words, if you're in the engineering sector, not in engineering; if you're in construction, not in the construction industry, but rather what's happening at a vocational education and training level, what's happening at an international education level. If you have additional regulatory requirements, for example, in relation to WorkSafe or ANMAC for nursing, or a CEQA for children's services, or the Australian Resuscitation Council for first aid, for example, what are the changes going on in those regulatory frameworks, and how do they impact your organisation and your governance of your organisation, as well as your compliance? I hope that today's tip has been a little bit helpful for you. It's certainly been helpful for me, in that I know that I don't have to go 20 minutes each way to have an X-ray performed anymore. And I also know that I don't have to carry around a big envelope of X-rays anymore either, that I can actually view them online on the internet, and they're available for me to share with any of my doctors and specialists. And I just wonder, how many of you are aware of the constant changes that are going on in the vet sector and how they impact your business? On that note, I'll leave you for today. I hope that today's topic has been helpful once again. Please give us your feedback in relation to timing, and also any topics that you would like covered. If we can be of any further assistance, please don't hesitate to contact us on the website, rtodoctor.com.au, and I look forward to speaking to you again tomorrow. Bye for now.